What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking about workflow in this week's video. We're going to be going through some different processes and procedures that both I've learned over the years as well as what we've experienced here in our bar at Big Bad Wolf, and kind of things you can be doing potentially either on your home setup or even in your cafe to make sure that you're getting the most out of your coffee machine, the most out of your milk jugs, and make sure that you're kind of slinging milk, knocking out shots, and doing all the things in the right processes and procedures and ways about going through taking an order into knocking out the coffee and producing it for the customer, making sure that you're getting the best out of all of it and producing it in a fast and efficient way. So workflow. Jump in with us, let's go on bar and I'll show you how it's all done. Welcome to the bar and welcome to this side. Now first we're going to go through all the standard processes both from the top down as an owner and setup, but also as a barista. But before we get into that, the one thing I have to ask is if you found us and this video just by YouTubing or Googling coffee, love it. However, if you do subscribe, you'll find us every week when we bring out new content. So let's go. What we'll start with is kind of the workflow for the barista themselves. Now, this is obviously a commercial setup. This is within the confines of a coffee bar or a cafe space. But equally for you at home, potentially you might take some away from this in terms of the way you kind of set up your home machine, where you put your grinder, where you put your machine, and how that works within your kitchen or even a study space as well. So in this kind of setup, what we're looking to do is work for the betterment of most baristas. Now, what that does mean is most people are right-handed, which means the general setup has the machine and grinder set up for right-handers. I've been told multiple times before that the best thing you can kind of do in terms of working as a barista is the handle that gets taken out with one hand, that handle never leaves that hand through the whole process. It is a good way to look at things, but personally, I have a tendency to take one handle out and immediately throw it to my other hand. It's just a quirk of the way I operate, but for you at home, might be the other, you might just keep it in one hand. So what I've done here is I've set up my grinders to the left. What that means is I then build all of my coffees, be it flat whites, lattes, cappuccinos, or any other order, from the left all the way through to the right till they are complete. It means I take my handles out, I knock out on the left, I wipe out, I grind, I insert, I then steam my milk closest down towards the customer, at which point I'm then serving straight over the bar. Now, from the perspective of a barista, now when it comes to operating as a barista in a space like this, often some of the lessons we've had along the way were things like when you're doing 25 kilos of coffee in your cafe a week, the moment you do that 26th kilo, the rule used to be you probably need a 3-group machine. Now, some of the things that have come along in the way of technology over time is that potentially that may not be true anymore. Having things like puck presses, the automatic tamps that help with holding a handle when it's not in use with tamped, ready to go coffee, things like perfect mousses and automatic steam wands, things that produce ready to go hot milk. These sort of things have added to that workflow and reduced the need for that third or potentially even fourth handle. There are 4-group machines out there, but to be honest, when it comes to, as a barista, producing shots in a consistent manner, you should be able to knock out a shot of coffee from one head, and while it's running, get the second head knocked out, wiped out, ground, tamped, and inserted by the time that first head gets to about 18 seconds if you're being super efficient. What that means is by the time you get to the third head, that first one's already done. So the need for a 4th group is really kind of a waste of space on the bench. Some people like them, but to be honest, I've seen venues on 2-group machines doing 60 to 80 kilos of coffee a week. So the realities are, with a 2-group machine and the right processes in place, the right workflow in place, you can be super efficient. Now, the way we generally achieve that is a small handful of things. What you'll generally see when it comes to a 2-group machine or even a 3-group machine is access to an extra handle. What that means is when I have all 3 handles in place on a 3-group, I have a 4th handle that's either already in a clasp grinding or in a puck press, tamped and ready to go to rotate through. So you can have a 2-group machine basically operating as a 3-group machine without the need of the extra space on the bench. So let's knock out a coffee altogether. We'll strap a camera to me and you can see how it goes from order all the way through to service of that coffee. There's taking the handle out, knocking out, wiping out, the head is purging, during which I'm then grinding, getting my dose into the handle. From there, we take the dose, we make sure that it's nice and evenly distributed by giving it a knock, before moving it down into our puck press and doing an automatic tamp of 15 kilos of pressure. Cleaning the edges to make sure there's a nice connection up into the seal, and we get our brew going the moment that it makes contact with the head so that way we don't burn any of the coffee. While that's brewing and we've got the shot running, we'll then prep all of the milk that we need for this coffee. It's a small, strong flat white, so I only need the small jug to do that with. And while that's running, I'll then get my milk heating, purging my steam wand before I use it to ensure that I've gotten rid of any of the previous milk or residue. Steam my milk. Now this only takes about 10 to 15 seconds in a small jug like this, at which point I've got it up to the correct temperature, which for me is at about that 63-degree mark. I'm wiping the wand after I use it, and then I'm incorporating the milk and the coffee together. This allows me to produce a small flat white, latte or cappuccino in total in under about 45 seconds per cup, meaning that every one of my customers will get that coffee in under a minute. There we have it. That's producing 1 cup of coffee. Now remember, if you follow those processes and you go through step by step, ensuring that you're doing everything as efficiently as you can, if you're producing 2, 3, 4, or hundreds, those kind of flow rates and those kind of processes will help you in producing a much cleaner and better cup of coffee. As I said, something like that only takes about 45 seconds. If your customer's getting their coffee in under a minute, you can use that extra time to be having conversations with them, providing better hospitality, better service, and at the same time producing really pretty latte art because your cup is ready to go in a very short and efficient amount of time. Take a look at your workflow, see what works for you, maybe look at doing things a little bit differently. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.